Hi everyone, it's Shirley George Frazier, and if you've been having problems with shrink wrapping, I've got a method for you that I know is going to work. Shrink wrapping is a popular way to close a gift basket, and we're going to see how it's done right now. We're going to take a shrink wrap bag that you can get in many arts and crafts stores, some retailers that actually sell items for gift baskets. We're going to take a shrink wrap bag, and the shrink wrap bag is fused on 3 sides and has an opening at the top. You've got your gift basket all ready and the shrink wrap bag. You also need scissors, you need your bow, and you need a heat gun. This heat gun happens to be 1200 degrees in temperature, I believe, but a heat gun you can get at many home improvement stores for a very low price. Now, I didn't buy mine from that store, but I've heard that they are very low. So try to check out a home improvement store for your heat gun. Let's get going. Ooh, that's the sound of progress. You brought together your wrap, your shrink wrap. From here, you will place it underneath the gift and bring the shrink wrap up. After you bring the shrink wrap bag up, you want to make sure that the items in the gift are still in place so that the shrink wrap, sometimes the shrink wrap brings the items up and out, but you want to make sure everything's in place. From here, you take a twist tie. Sorry, I didn't show this to you before. Twist tie. Bring the wrap up and cinch it with the twist tie. All right, we're cooking. Well, we're designing, really. We're shrink wrapping. From here, you have your gift in the bag. You're going to take your scissors and snip 2 really small holes into the shrink wrap in the back at the bottom. That allows the air in between the shrink wrap and the gift basket to be released so your shrink wrap does not break. Very important point, so keep that in mind. From here, we take our gun, our heat gun, and start to shrink the shrink wrap. Turn your heat gun on low. Hold your shrink wrap out from one side. Let me do it like this. And the shrink wrap will start to shrink right away. And allow that to shrink. And it'll come in and shrink. And you want to pat the shrink wrap as it shrinks on the side. Go to the other side. So you want to shrink wrap the 2 90-degree edges first so that is done. And as it shrinks, you pat it to the side so that it is in place. From there, you shrink the wrap at the bottom of the basket. You can see also that the heat gun is about 6 inches from the shrink wrap so that the shrink wrap does not break. You can see that this is also on a Lazy Susan, but if you don't have one, it's okay. Just turn the heat gun around from the front and the back of the shrink wrap. I hope I said that right. So we're heating the wrap. As the shrink wrap is heated at the bottom, you keep bringing your heat gun up higher. And when you shrink the wrap, where the wrap is really on top of itself, folded on itself, you put your fingers through the folds so that the shrink wrap does not heat on itself. That's what makes the globby mess that you don't want. Continue to turn your shrink wrap and your gift basket and continue to heat The wrap, if you do get some heat wrap, the shrink wrap heating itself, on itself, pull it off of the fold and then heat the wrap again. It will shrink properly. I love that. And you continue to bring your heat gun up and around the gift so that you heat it properly. Now, after the shrink wrap is heated and shrunk all around the gift, then the heat wrap cools, the shrink wrap cools, and then you'll have a couple of areas that you have to re-shrink, and your shrink wrap will heat properly, and it will heat again. That is it to shrink wrapping. Super easy. If you need to pull the top of the gift of the shrink wrap down to heat it, do that so that this does not shrink up. You want the fan to stay. That is it with shrink wrapping. From there, you add your bow. Once you add the bow, you remove the twist tie. You also want to make sure that the bow looks correct on the gift. You also cut some of the top of the shrink wrap so it's not as tall. That is your shrink wrapping. Took no time at all, maybe 5 minutes, so I can't really say no time. But that is your gorgeous shrink wrapping. And even if you are a perfectionist like me, maybe you see a little bit more that you want to shrink wrap. But this has come out super clear, wonderful on the sides, all nice. Ooh, and then shrink the underside. That's it for shrink wrapping. Can't forget the underside, right? So glad that you joined me for this quick shrink wrapping tutorial. I know that it will make your gift baskets even more gorgeous than they are now, and they are gorgeous. This is Shirley George Frazier. Visit me on giftbasketbusiness.com for more ideas on gift baskets. I'll see you soon.